Today on our 2018 Ford Escape, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the CURT Class III trailer hitch receiver, part number C13186. What I really like about this hitch is the cross tube is practically completely hidden behind the bumper fascia, so you're not going to see it. The only thing you're going to see is a receiver tube. It's nice and tucked in underneath the bumper, so you're not going to have to worry about hitting your legs or shins on it when you're loading and unloading the back of the vehicle. This is going to be a Class III. It's going to be 2" by 2". It's going to have a reinforced collar. It's going to have a 5/8" hitch pin hole. You can see it has ring style safety chain rings or loops. So it's got plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. It's going to have a nice black powder coat finish, so it's going to resist any rust or corrosion. Now you're going to have a 350-pound max ton weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. You're going to have a 3,500-pound max trailer weight, which is a trailer plus the load included. I do recommend checking the owner's manual of your Escape to make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to want to pick the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now you can use weight distribution with this. Tongue weight's going to go up to 500 pounds, trailer weight's going to go up to 5,000 pounds. Now let's give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mount accessories you may need, such as a ball mount, bike rack, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 4 inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube will be about 16.5 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. First thing we need to do to start our installation is we need to lower our exhaust. To do that, we're going to have 2 bolts on each side holding up this bracket attached to our exhaust. We're going to take a 1/2 inch socket and we're going to remove those. You're going to repeat that same thing on the other side of the vehicle. I have an exhaust hanger right in front of your axle, or right above your axle here, and we're going to need to take that out too. So you just want to spray some lubricant on it, make it a little bit easier to take off. And we'll take a pry bar and we're going to pry off this end here. Just like that. Next, we're going to remove these hangers from the exhaust post. Again, we'll spray it down with a little lubricant. Just like that. And we'll do the same thing to the other side of the vehicle. Next, we need to mark and trim our heat shield on both sides of the vehicle. On our driver's side, you'll see an attachment point here. We're going to go just behind that. Go across like this. And then all the way down like this. And then we'll be taking all this out. So to make that easier, we're going to remove that, pull our heat shield down away from the frame. We'll use a 3/8 socket. I'm going to use 10 snips. You can use whatever you've got that can cut this tin here. It's aluminum. Now we can reinstall the nut holding our heat shield up. Then on our passenger side, we're actually just going to cut this whole section off here. We're going to have 3 locations where we'll be mounting our hitch. One of them's going to be here, one's going to be here, and one's going to be up on the side. However, the head of the bolt will not fit through the hole, so we're going to have to open this up a little bit. You can use a file. I'm going to use a file bit. I'm just going to take out a little bit on one side, enough to get that bolt through there. Then we're going to repeat that same thing for the other side. One thing I suggest is with the bare metal that you have there, take some clear coat or a little bit of spray paint, some Rust-Oleum paint, and cover that bare metal so it doesn't start rusting or corrode. It'll kind of help prevent it later on. Next we'll take one of our carriage bolts, spacer block, put them together, and we're going to take our pull wire. We're going to be going in 3 holes. This one, and then one up on the side of our frame. We're going to start with the one on the side of our frame. We're going to take the spring end of our pull wire, go through that hole, and we're going to come out of this one. Just like that. Then we're going to thread on our hardware. Take our spacer block, we'll push it up in the hole first. And it's going to make it a lot easier if you take your bolt head and put it through the hole first like this. And pull it up like this. Now our hitch is going to be sliding up on here, so now that we have it through, we're going to push our bolt and just set it back inside the frame. Same combination here, only we're going to be going through this hole and coming out of this one. And then we'll repeat that same process like that. Just like that. And for our last hole, we're going to do what's called a reverse feed. That means we're going to attach the hardware onto our pull wire first. And we're going to feed the head into the bolt first, and then the spacer block. And you're going to repeat that same thing on the other side. Now the next set of hands, we'll slide our hitch into place. We're going to come over to the passenger side, slide over top of our exhaust. Get our pull wires into the appropriate holes. You're going to see 4 holes here. We're going to go through the second hole and then the one furthest to the back. We'll slide our hitch up, and the 2 bolts that are on the outside, pull them out, the hitch will rest on it. Now with the weight of the hitch holding down on that bolt, we'll go ahead and remove this pull wire. We'll install a flange nut. And then we'll repeat that on the other side. We'll go ahead and remove these pull wires. And then again, we'll add a flange nut. We're going to torque our hardware to the specification of the instructions. You want to make sure that your hitch is pushed as far forward as you can so you can get to the holes for your exhaust hangers. So we'll use an 11/16 socket. We want to start with the bottom 2 on both sides, and then we move up to the ones on the outside of the frame rail. Next, we'll reattach our exhaust hanger. Next, you're going to have a small hex bolt, flat washer, and it's going to replace the hardware that you removed from your exhaust hanger. You're going to repeat that same thing on the other side. Now we can tighten our hardware for our exhaust hangers. And repeat that for the other side. Then you're going to torque those to the specifications and the instructions if it requires. Once you have those installed, then we'll reinstall our rear exhaust hanger. Then we're ready to go. That'll do it for a look at and installation on the CURT Class III Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13186 on our 2018 Ford Escape. Thanks for watching. Click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com and leave a comment if you have any questions.